Good morning. Welcome to the third day of recording for Ski Running at CI Thai Quarantine 2020. I'm David. Today we have more friends with us. Misha, Fede, Jenya, Aunt Christine, you know from yesterday. And we have also Nadia. Yesterday we were talking about how important it is to see ourselves in the camera, so today I thought I would use this opportunity for everyone to be able to see themselves in the camera. I feel this is a very good tool to have. We're talking about how in the learning process of movement, sometimes we think we're doing it correctly and we feel, oh, it feels so right. But then that pursuit of correctness, it's a never-ending game. So we can always be better. And at this point, I would also like to remind that all the movements, all the exercises that I propose are only proposals. I have no meaning for them to be the only correct way in order to learn how to run. My goal and sole purpose, however, is for everyone to be able to find the easiest way to run. And I said this yesterday, and I have suddenly a slightly different proposal now that I am doing this movement. I would like to invite everyone to start by playing with this nodding movement now. We all know we can nod in the head. Try to send this nodding movement down, passing through your organs. Now, when I refer to organs, I'm referring to the parts inside of us that are soft. So work your way down your body. You can visit as many organs as you want. What's inside your throat, what's inside your chest cavity, what's inside your belly. I want to invite everyone to visit this downward journey, nodding into your organs, so that eventually you feel the nodding all the way down on the soles of the feet. And each time you nod, each time the nodding travels down to the feet, you feel like the feet are pushing it back up. And then when you are ready, I would like to ask you to do what Fede is already doing. Shifting from one to the other, one foot to the other foot. Now, as this continues to happen, I would like to invite us to remember that while the head can nod, it can also turn and tilt. Something like this. From the turning and tilting of the head, naturally, what is underneath will also begin to turn and tilt. And then we're going back to, guess what? The horizontal axes across the ears, across the shoulders, across the hips. Let's make this into some kind of a walk, like a slow motion walk. starts from a micro nodding, a very gentle tilt and turn of the head. This is gonna look very funny. People are probably gonna think, what does this have to do with running? But wait and see. All the subtleties are very important. And even in this, we're trying to explore and find the easiest way. For me, the easiest way will contain some kind of a bounce. And notice in this way, the bouncing is really not coming from any muscular effort. See if you can feel your organs gliding. Imagine that your organs have joints. Between your heart and your lungs, imagine that there are joints. Between your stomach and your liver, imagine there are joints. Between your intestines and all the other organs, imagine there are joints. Now, just now we were talking about the bladder, somewhere here. Oh, which is very close to our center, yes? So we need that for our run. The bladder. Feel how it's moving. Yes. Feel how your bladder is moving. Now we're going to build on this and we're going to go that way. I was talking about investing our center forward. Investing our center forward. So this is me without investing the center much, so I just stay like this. This is me investing the center forward. And then we can turn back and walk towards the camera. Have a play in your body at various speeds. Allow the slowness to tell you more clearly what's happening. And then when you change from that slowness gradually into some kind of speed, notice what feels different. Good. And gravity is your friend. Gravity is your friend. Gravity is our friend. So it's helping us find the best way to line up ourselves. The word is called alignment. Let's turn back. The next proposal, we also did this earlier. Just that much. It's a very small movement. Of actively swinging one arm back, and I fold at the elbow. The forward swing will involve some kind of a release in this folding. The backward swing is like this forward swing. And when that happens, when the backward swing happens, I'm proposing for us to use the knee to counterbalance the elbow. At that point, it's important to understand that what is underneath the knee needs to stay hanging. We talked about overstriding earlier. If I try to reach with the foot when I run, I'm going to be overstriding and heel striking. So that, which is also coming from this, what we did yesterday, the simple leg swing. Into that. That moment where the swing happens is when I shift my weight onto the ball of the foot. So if I show the whole thing again, and we're going to go this way. This is me without investing my weight much. This is me beginning to invest my weight forward. So kind of more like a normal walking. This is me training the arm swing and the resultant leg swing in counterbalance. In preparation for the run. Now we turn back. And it's important for the head. So I show again. Remember about the head. Into walking. So gradually speeding up. And into the counterbalance swing. It's important to maintain the uprightness of the body. Just for fun. Yes, let's see what happens if we do a few of these. Nice. Let's play with some different ways of doing it. Okay. So I really try to jump with my leg. Let's see how this feels. I really try to jump with my legs. Yes. Now do the opposite. I really try not to jump with my legs. I still want to go up somehow. But I try not to jump with my legs. Yes. It's completely weird. I try to go up, but it's like my legs are not doing anything for me. So these are the two extremes. Now find somewhere in the middle. So the legs are doing something in the middle, not trying to do nothing, not trying to do too much. Question time. Anything you discover you want to ask, you have a question about, you're not so sure, or you find interesting? Time to share.
Когда мы начали бегать, у меня сначала начала болеть вот эта часть. Через какое-то время, я так понимаю, что организм перестроился, и боль спустилась сюда. Насколько это нормально?
Pain is not a pleasant thing, for sure. However, it's also a learning tool. We were talking about before this video shoot how we all have an idea of being right. I would say we're all doing the right thing. The right thing. Because if I believe that to be wrong, I probably wouldn't be doing it. However, sometimes what I think or believe to be right is just what I think and believe to be right. So somehow, life has devised a way to tell us, oh, David, there is still room for improvement. You may understand a lot of things, but embodiment is another thing. I really hope that when you will see yourself in the video, and if you really look closely, you will see that, oh, I'm actually not doing what I thought I was doing. This, I feel, is today's purpose for everyone. Otherwise, just record me. Why record everyone? It's also, therefore, very important for everyone to be honest and open to showing themselves just the way they are. Not trying to be right. Because I started at the beginning by saying everything that we do is probably right. If I don't believe or feel that it's right, I probably wouldn't be doing it. I did not directly answer your question, I know. Because I feel I don't have the answer. The answer is within you somewhere. I have given you tools, all of you tools, for example, to slow down. This is something so boring to slow down. Aren't we gonna run? Where's the speed? But if I only care about speed, I probably will never be able to notice all these subtleties in my standing, in my walking, which I said earlier, it will be manifested in the eventual run. Of course, to run with speed is a good feeling, I know that. I feel like I'm with the wind. And here on this beautiful island, that's one of the best feelings. But I also know from my own lessons Because sometimes I also think, oh, I am right. This is the right way.
Иногда я думаю, о, я прав, и я делаю правильно.
But then I have pain.
Но потом у меня
Oh, life is telling me, oh, you thought you were right?
жизнь мне говорит, ты думал, ты все делаешь верно.
Think again.
Думай еще раз.
Try again. Sometimes it's boring.
Иногда это
I would say, however, it's a test of the mind.
Я бы сказала, это проверка ума.
The mind creates.
Он создает.
Creativity is not boring.
Созидание это не скучно.
From the most mundane of things,
От самого исходного.
we can create the most beautiful things.
Из самого такого ужасного можем создать прекрасные вещи.
And all the exercises, all the proposals that I have shared with us
Все упражнения, все предложения, которыми я поделился,
is not from some kind of reading I read from a book or something.
в книжках я их прочитал.
It's from my personal lessons and journeys
Это из моих личных путешествий.
because I wanted to run.
Потому что я хотел бегать.
You see how it's like.
Посмотреть, как это.
I still haven't answered your question directly.
Я все еще не отвечаю прямо.
I'm a bad teacher.
Плохой учитель.
But I hope that response will give you at least a direction to
Я
continue.
думаю, что этот ответ как минимум даст тебе направление.
And if you have other
Есть у вас другие вопросы?
sharing or questions,
Поделиться.
can be specific. If it's about a particular movement that we have
Про конкретное движение.
studied, maybe I can give you further proposals.
I noticed a change when we started talking about the bladder.
Yes,
Something about the movement, kind of the direction of force, going like in the front here,
yes,
in the front here,
yes,
in the front here,
yes.
in the front here. That was different than I noticed what I've been doing before, which is kind of the backwards. So it would go more on the back through the sacrum side. And it's a new feeling, but there's a feeling of more. Give her microphone.
Sorry.
So it's a new feeling, and it's a feeling of more. Kind of the force gets distributed
Yes.
in a different way, and it feels nice.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's potential there. It changes the rest of the body as well.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's a sharing, not really a question.
Good. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you film me? Just without attention. That I notice when I run, sometimes the leg goes like this,
Yes.
and if I really let it fall like in the middle, then it gets more power and more power from pushing. But I wonder what are the muscles with which I'm kind of lifting it like this, or it's because I'm running like having my legs wide, not in one line. And I was trying to watch your feet. They were also not really going in one line, they were kind of going like this.
Right.
And I'm wondering like all the time about like this, should I drop them into the line, or like what about, let's say, this distance between the legs and the legs going round?
I had a proposal about forgetting about the legs early on even. We have to also know a few things. One, we're running on a slope.
How relaxed feet about running and walking?
Can I see how you run a little bit going this way? Yes. And come back, please. I'm going to show you what I see. Even at the very beginning of your run, you will see it. This bit,
Mhm.
when that tenses up, so I can be standing this way. So if I stand like this and you look at me, I stand like this. By tensing up my neck, if you look at my feet, if you see my toes, so I'm standing. By tensing up the neck, you see how my toes are gripping already a little bit because my weight is different. You see what I mean? So, and we talk about this in the run, try to maintain the uprightness of the body as much as possible. Therefore, we had all of this is to ease the body back into verticality. And that verticality is not just me being straight. It's not about me being straight. It's about me being able to play around that straight line.
Вертикальность это не про то, чтобы быть прямым, а чтобы играть в
Because running involves forward velocity.
Надо переводить?
Сейчас можно.
Ага, потому что бегание включает скорость, которая направлена вперед.
And we are very frontal
А мы
beings.
очень фронтальные существа, мы ориентированы на лицевую сторону.
We are frontal animals.
Мы такие фронтальные животные.
And we count on the eyes a lot.
Мы очень сильно рассчитываем на свои глаза.
It's actually very normal to run and try to push forward.
Бежать и пытаться толкать вперед.
And I see that you're already correcting yourself
Я вижу, что ты себя уже корректируешь
from day one,
с первого самого дня.
but this is a strong habit
Но это
for you.
очень сильная привычка у тебя.
So my suggestion is whenever you want to go for speed,
Когда ты хочешь идти на скорость,
allow your ribs, your lungs
легким,
to rest back.
на задней стороне спины.
Now I know it's going to be confusing because I was also
Я
talking
знаю, что
about
это запутает,
allowing the heart to be
потому что позволяет сердцу
rising.
приподниматься за счет легких.
So it's a very fine balance.
Это очень тонкий баланс.
If I try to run with a little bit of speed and I try to show the difference, if I run with my lungs back, if I run with my lungs forward, I notice even from my hearing
Я замечаю также,
that my landing sounds different.
что мое приземление звучит
If I run with this forward, my feet are going. When my lungs are back, my feet are just touching the ground. I just touched the ground. So it's, I think it's good to run without shoes
Ну, хорошо бегать без обуви,
because I can feel the difference very clearly between that
что очень ясно могу почувствовать.
and that. That and that. That being said,
Говоря это,
When we were over there on the other beach, on the other side of the
Были
beach,
на том стороне пляжа,
where the sand is different,
на другой песок.
I was cueing everyone to feel the difference in the sand
Показывал всем чувствовать разницу в песке.
and let the body adapt to the sand and also to the slope
А также к
of the
наклону.
beach. So I really have told everyone everything, which I feel is important.
Всем все сказал, что важно.
But sometimes maybe you're not doing everything that I told you,
Иногда ты не все делаешь, что я тебе говорю.
which that becomes a personal quest.
И это как бы личное исследование такое.
Это из-за непонимания слов,
Because
которые
I don't understand every word you say.
мне
А.
приходится
I see.
додумывать.
Good. But now it's okay.
Сейчас лучше.
Спасибо.
Всё.
Back to Sasha's question.
Вернемся к Сашиному вопросу.
I was saying one thing we must pay attention is the slope.
Есть одна из вещей, которую надо обратить внимание, это наклон.
In running, I'm trying to go straight forward
И
with
я
speed.
стараюсь идти вперед со своей скоростью.
However, there is this slope.
Но есть этот
So, whatever effort that I put that way,
какое бы усилие не приложить,
gravity is somehow pulling me that way.
меня гравитация тянет вместо туда.
We have to know that.
Нам надо это знать.
So, my stepping is not going to feel straight.
Поэтому мое шагание никогда не будет прямым.
I would say the more speed I have,
Сказал, чем быстрее я бегу,
meaning the more air time I have for my legs and my feet,
больше мои ноги в воздухе,
I will feel less straight.
и я буду чувствовать себя менее прямым.
If you film me from a distance running at this slope, I will try to show you how my body is not like straight, but I need to go with the slope. I show again here. Now this is not a very steep slope. I don't know if you noticed, maybe when you run over there, when the slope is even more, you have more of that problem, right? Maybe,
Да, там, когда больше склон, больше этой проблемы.
maybe, yes. And I go back to what I said earlier, forget about the legs. The legs will adapt to whatever is happening on the surface. For you, however, Sasha, and I said this more than once now, play with the arm swing. Because this will be my best bet to have me going in that direction where I want to go. Now sometimes I see people swinging the arms like this, and you also do a little bit of this, Sasha. It's not wrong. I don't think it's wrong. But if I do this and I want to go at speed, I'm exaggerating. You see my legs? They do what they have to do. Because if I swing like this, my body has an excess of lateral movement. So the legs must do something to counterbalance that. Is that wrong? I wouldn't call that wrong. It's something that the body is doing to help what you want to do. change the arms and the leg will just change. I was talking about how in walking, the swing of the arms are not purely sagittal, and you can look back at the video. We talked about that yesterday and I think day before as well. So when I'm walking, the swing of the arms are not purely sagittal, because if I did that, I would walk like that. If I think that my arm swings are purely sagittal, we talked about that yesterday. So when I'm just walking, my arm swing comes towards the midline.
Качание руки вокруг средней оси.
Huh? Okay, sorry. However, in running, I need more velocity going forward.
Но в беге мне нужно больше скорости, направленной вперед.
And I said the key to unlocking that velocity is just that. It's just that movement. So I'm changing what was originally just this,
Я меняю то, что было изначально вот здесь.
just into that. It's like I'm pulling the space, and I say this, I'm pulling the space behind me
Притягиваю пространство и протягиваю его назад себя,
so that the body will have to thrust forward.
чтобы тело пробивалось вперед.
Because if I pull the space back and I don't,
Назад,
I'm gonna fall on my face. The body doesn't like to do that. I don't like falling on my face. So the body devises something to catch my weight, which is falling. So what happens? It brings one leg out. And this is the propulsion of my run. To continue with the running, all I need to do is I continue to fall. I keep falling. I keep pulling the space back. Pull, 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 pull. And my legs, I forget about my legs.
Про ноги я забываю.
If I think about them, they will slow me down.
Если я буду думать о ногах, мне не заметят.
This goes back to what we said just now about this. Notice the dropping is what happens at the very beginning of the fall. However, this is also why that small movement of the foot is important. Because if I just continue falling down, I don't have a run. What I need from the other leg is a little bit of lift. However, that lift is not coming from the small muscles of the calves, ideally. So many people after running, they do this for 10 minutes.
Очень многие люди после
You don't ever see me do this.
10 минут вот так вот растягиваются. Вы не увидите меня растягиваться.
I don't ever do this.
Я вообще
You may see me crawling a little bit after the run.
я могу немножко поползать после
I will
бега.
talk about this tomorrow.
Я про это чуть завтра поговорю.
But you don't ever see me do this
Вы не увидите меня растягиваться
after the run because I don't really use them
потому что я не пользуюсь ими особо.
for the run. The lift comes from me investing the pelvis into space.
Я приподнимаюсь, потому что я вкладываю так,
It doesn't come from me
а не от того, что я поднимаюсь ногой.
trying to muscle myself into space.
Я мышцами
It's
себя
very
толкаю
different.
в пространство. Это совсем
Very different. This is me investing. Basically, I just keep falling.
Я в основном продолжаю падать.
I just keep falling. However, at the end of the falling, I allow my foot to roll.
А во падении я позволяю ноге перекатиться.
That being said, it's not a lifting action,
Я не приподнимаюсь.
it's a rolling action. The difference of which is the lifting action just gets me going one way.
Приподнимание меня только в одну сторону направляет.
The rolling action gets me going into space as if I'm a car. Very different. So that's my response to yes, about the pelvis going down, but eventually gliding forward.
Он скользит вперед.
So the going down is just at the very beginning.
То есть он идет вниз только в самом начале.
So I'm walking. For this to become a run, you see that moment? I almost sit a little bit.
Я почти что немножко сел.
Again, I show this. This is me walking. I'm gonna run. I'm exaggerating it. I almost sit a little bit.
Я почти присаживаюсь.
But I don't want to sit. Like not sit on a seat.
Я не хочу сидеть на сиденье.
I want to sit and I feel like something is gliding me into space. It's like I sit onto something which is slippery. I sit and then it slides. I sit and then it slides. It slides and then I have to catch myself with the arm swing. And this is where I become like a broken record. This is where I sound like a broken record because I keep repeating myself. Because these are the few things that you need to know, really.
Я начинаю говорить как заевшая пластинка, потому что я повторяю все одно и то же.
So I suggest we go for a little bit of a run. We will do it in the circle, as suggested by Sasha,
Пробежаться, и мы будем жить по кругу, чтобы Саша могла снять.
so that everyone will get to see themselves
Так что каждый сможет на себя посмотреть
on video.
на видео.
I feel this is useful for everyone, even for me.
Я думаю, для всех полезно.
So we go for a run.
Поехали. And you may speak something if you want.
Okay. Please follow me. Pay attention to the slope. To the different textures of the sand. To the fact that we're running in a circle, so the body will tilt differently. You have pain. You will know what I mean if we run the other way. You will feel the body tilting differently. Yes, just a little bit. So Hannah, I'm avoiding this. You see? I let it go. I go for speed. I do it mainly from the arm swing. Something like that. Thank you. Yep, we're back. So Hannah here has a question.
So what makes you feel that you are not using your calf and thigh muscles?
And my answer just now is everything that we've been talking about. Hannah is our newcomer, kind of, for today, and it's beautiful because the upcoming proposal from tomorrow onward will be about aligning ourselves with gravity. And I say this again, this has been called running, chi running, like a running lab. But for me, it's not just about running. It's about how to use the body in the most efficient way. What is the easiest way to move? How do we unlock the body into movement? So, for a short recap, what we've been talking about is being aware of the horizontal axes across the body, different parts of the body and how they balance, even in very simple weight shifts. So I'm not even walking yet. And how already the contralateral twist, which came from my crawling. I used to crawl before I was able to stand and walk. So all of this is coming from way back when I was crawling around. And I keep it somehow in this. And for this to become walking, I was saying this. I just invest my center into the space. Now today we discovered about the bladder. It's important that and the thing is, I've been teaching Pilates for over 20 years and there's so much talk about the core muscles, and I'm sorry, I really don't talk about that now in that way. It's not, for me, it's not about the muscles. Let's say if I hold my core muscles like this and I try to walk, I don't feel good. I feel like I'm RoboCop or something. And it feels terrible. So, and to relax for me doesn't mean, it doesn't also mean that. No, that's not relax. It's somewhere in between. We did this very simple exercise where we were trying to jump crazy with the legs, and then we were trying to jump without the legs. For me, the ideal scenario is somewhere in between. So I'm not in full tension. I'm also not in complete flaccidity. It's somewhere in the middle. So when I say I don't feel my muscles so much, that for me didn't happen in one day. It's because of training. So let's say if I try to learn something new, and for example I've been learning something new in the water, and I feel my muscles the next day. What, because I did something wrong? I don't know. It's because I don't know, therefore I learn. But I know this. When the body is getting used to something new, the muscular system, which is about control, right? They come into play like right away. They're always ready. And they do their thing and it's beautiful. Can I say to them, okay, stop doing your thing now? It's like me. It also gets me nowhere. So the bottom line is I'm going to learn from my mistakes. I just hope that from my sharing and from my proposals that the mistakes are not so unpleasant, let's say, because sometimes they can be quite unpleasant. And also, this is not about working hard. Whenever you feel, oh, it's too much for your body, okay, take one step back. If you've been running, walk. If you've been walking, stand. If you've been standing, sit. If you've been sitting, lie down. If you've been lying down and somehow you roll around, change something. So it's not about punishing yourself with practice. That's not what I preach or try to share. It's about enjoying the process of learning. Again, I don't think I'm directly answering any of these questions.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.